Breaking news, investigators have just released the results of a preliminary investigation in a deadly plane crash. The small plane went down in the Norfolk Botanical Garden earlier this month. 10 on your side's Chris Horne joins us now live from our newsroom. Chris, what does that report say?
Well, it's a preliminary report, as you mentioned, Brandy, so we can talk in terms of what happened, but probable cause will come later on. This was the crash that happened on a foggy Wednesday morning, killing a popular local doctor and his two friends from the Buffalo, New York area. Dr. Michael Buxton was piloting the Mooney four-seater, returning with the friends from a trip to Key West. The report released this morning says Buxton reported to Norfolk controllers that once the plane got to 1,200 feet during his first attempt to land, the plane felt like a washing machine, and items were floating around the cabin in moderate turbulence. Controllers cleared Buxton for an instrument landing and then canceled it. Buxton circled and was granted a second approach. 9 minutes later, Buxton reported problems with rotation of the plane itself and estimated he had about half an hour of fuel left in the tanks. The plane crashed about 10 minutes after that. The crash scene was in a wooded area on the grounds of Norfolk Botanical Garden, less than half a mile from the runway. There was no evidence of fire at impact. As for fuel, the left tank was ruptured and empty, according to the report. The right tank had just a trace of fuel in it. Buxton had estimated he had 5 hours of fuel when he took off 3 minutes before midnight from northern Florida. The plane crashed about 4 hours, 20 minutes into the flight. One other interesting note from the preliminary report, a big discrepancy regarding the plane's speed just before the crash. Buxton said the plane indicated 105 knots. But the report says GPS instruments had his ground speed at just 32 knots. The National Transportation Safety Board will continue its investigation toward a probable cause. That's a process that typically takes several months. Chris Horne, 10 on your side.